Hello out there in Na'aleh land. We are going to conclude today our segment on lying and telling the truth, being an honest person, avoiding gneva stas, avoiding deception, and our segment of being an honorable mensch, a person of good character. This class is Leilin Nefesh Rachaleh Bas Reb Chaim Tzvi Aleh Shalom. We thank all the people from Na'aleh for their remarkable, path-breaking work in bringing Torah out to the masses. We continue, indeed, as we said, in this time we're going to include this segment on honesty and deception. There is a common, but it is wrong, for salespeople to tell customers advantages of the product and to ignore their drawbacks. Customers will always tell you how great a product is, but unless you really, really pry, you'll never get out of them the drawbacks of the product. That is deception. I cannot tell you how hard it was when I've done this on more than one occasion, selling a vehicle. When you want to sell a second-hand car, or in my case a scooter or a motorcycle, it is very hard. You have to be a person of tremendous integrity to tell a person. If you start telling a person drawbacks, they'll try and knock down the price 50%, 40%, they'll knock it down lower and lower. So many times what I've done, I'm not quoting myself as a Maisarav here, because I'm not that person of that level of integrity, but I wouldn't say something which was dishonest. Many times what I did was I said, the car has been very reliable to me, it's good at this, but I'm sure there's flaws as well. You'll have it checked out, take it to a garage, see what they say. I can tell you that for me, it served my purposes very well. But to say only advantages and to leave out that there's a rusty bottom or some other major flaw is dishonest. Many years ago, there was an article written in the Jewish Observer, if I'm not mistaken, quoting Rav Pam, 3 people of tremendous integrity. One was the famous Dr. Askowitz, the eye doctor from Philadelphia, who was known to be a man of remarkable integrity, and his son-in-law is Dr. Eilenberg, that many people know of and are aware of, a man of also incredible integrity and Yir Shamayim. Another example was a fellow who I regret, I don't remember his name. He was a mattress salesman. He had a store of mattresses, and a person would go in, before he would sell you a mattress, he'd tell you every single drawback about the mattress. And you just couldn't believe, here's a man trying to sell you something and telling you all that was wrong with it. But this is the Torah personality. This is the integrity imperative. To cover the defect of an item is nothing less than deceit, and it is forbidden. So says in the Mesilas Yesharim. We learn out to Gemara B'Metzia, that it's a mission B'Metzia in the 4th Perek in Hazahav, that you may not ask a storekeeper the price of an item if you have no intention of buying it. All you're going to do is raise the hopes of a seller in the store, and you have no intention. That's a form of anos devarim, of oppressing with words. It's forbidden. A good example of this is if you intend to buy something over the internet, but you don't know exactly how the product looks, or you don't know enough about it, you go into a store to see it and you ask the salesman to show it to you, but your intention was to buy it over the internet, will be much cheaper. That's classic onos devarim. That's the example of asking a shopkeeper something when you have no intention to buy it, which you're not allowed to do. You may say to a storekeeper that, may I see this product, I'm not intending to buy it, but most people don't have the guts to do that. But at least you're being honest, and that's what's required. It's part of the biblical prohibition of keeping far from falsehood. And furthermore, in the Devarim, the Torah tells us that the Torah curses those who take advantages of another person's naivete, one who takes advantage of some person's lack of knowledge. Cursed is the person who leads a blind person astray. All of us have blindness in different areas. All of us have these kind of blindnesses. We all have expertise. But if we take advantage of someone else's blindness, then that curse is going about us. We're deceiving others. We're engaging in gneva stas. We're stealing other people's mind. We're taking advantage of their blindness. And for this, we incur upon ourselves a curse. And a serious form. Our next section, I said we're concluding honesty this time. Then we're going to a whole segment, Mirz Hashem, starting with our next class, will be on the concept of Chil Hashem and Kiddush Hashem, how to sanctify the name of God and how Chalila to avoid desecrating God's name. It'll take us several classes because it's such a vitally important subject for every single Jew. But we have to be aware of the fact that one who lies in a courtroom, that is front and center Chil Hashem. Witnesses who testify in a courtroom in the name of God, right? So help me God, or if they affirm that what they're going to do is they're doing so in God's name, that they're going to be telling the truth in the name of God, and they tell a lie in court, that is a profanation of God's name. It's a desecration of God's name. It's a profanation of God's name. It's a chil Hashem, because you're associating your lie with God. I said, so help me God. Well, you're affirming that you're doing it in the name of God, and what you did was dishonest, and God's name is also a desecration. The prohibition of don't take an oath and lie in my name, profane the name of the Lord, which is in Parshas Kedoshim, is a further prohibition against false testimony, and is also part, as we know from Parshas Yisro, one of the Seres Dibros, the third Dibra. Now, justice is so critically important, so much so that it says in Devarim, Tzedek, Tzedek Tirdof, not enough to say Tzedek once, and not enough to say justice just once, but you have to really pursue justice, justice